My husband took our daughter to propose to his mistress in front of her. He thought I didn't know, but I did. And by the time he got back, I had sold the house, frozen the accounts, and made sure neither of them got a single dime. My name is Julia James, 43 years old. I was married to Grant for 18 years. We had a daughter, Ovie, who just turned 16. Grant and I met in college, and I supported him through grad school, paid half the down payment on our first house, and built my copywriting business from the ground up while raising our daughter. I made our house a home, stood by him when the markets crashed, when he had surgery, and when his father died. I used to believe I knew my husband Grant. He was the quiet one, calculated, always thinking ahead, as he put it. He prided himself on never reacting emotionally, just logic, just strategy. It's probably what made him successful in finance. So when he told me he wanted to take Ava on a father-daughter weekend to Lake Tahoe, I didn't think anything of it. I thought maybe he wanted to make up for missing her spring recital. I even helped him pack. I didn't know then that he had a ring tucked in his briefcase, or that he'd booked a private dinner for 3. Ava, himself, and his mistress. So he could propose to the other woman in front of our daughter. Let me say that again. He used our daughter to soften the image of his betrayal, to sell this a new happy family fairy tale to Ava while blindsiding me in the most revolting, manipulative way. But what he didn't realize was that I already knew. It started with his phone. One night, he left it on the kitchen island while taking a call on his work line. He was pacing near the window, animated, laughing, the fake kind he used with clients he secretly hated. I was loading the dishwasher when the screen lit up. A message from me, Nicolette, just thinking about last weekend, still tingling face blowing a kiss. I stared at it, froze, time slowed. Every sound in the house seemed to fade, except the buzz of the fridge and the dull throb of blood in my ears. Last weekend, the one he claimed was a compliance retreat in D.C. He'd flown back on Sunday night, sun-kissed and unusually cheerful, relaxed, glowing, like a man who just unburdened his secrets into someone else's skin. I remembered thinking it was odd that he didn't bring back the usual conference swag. No notepads, no water bottles, no expense reports. Just a tan and a silkiness in his voice I hadn't heard in years. That's when the gnawing in my gut hardened into something sharp, something alive, but I didn't confront him, not yet. Grant wasn't the type you corner, he was the type you dismantle, slowly. Over the next 2 weeks, I became a stranger in my own house, quiet, surgical. I started with our finances. The joint account had routine charges until it didn't. A $1,400 dinner at a place called Lucin in Miami, a boutique spa in Naples, a $200 floral arrangement charged to the card I thought he only used for work. He hadn't gone to D.C. at all. He'd gone to Florida, and it wasn't the first time. Then I checked the lake house, our unplugged spot we barely visited all year, except the utility said otherwise. Heat, water, Wi-Fi, all humming steadily. Even in months when we were supposedly out of state, I found wine deliveries, streaming activity under an account named Aneko. He'd given her access, given her our hideaway, given her my life. I bought a burner phone and created a fake Gmail under the name Emolissa L, using a VPN to mask my location. Then I contacted the boutique where the spa charges came from, told them I was Nicolette's assistant, trying to confirm the reservation she had already booked for next month. They replied within minutes. That was the moment I stopped being the wife and became the storm. I met with a lawyer, friend of a friend, the kind of divorce attorney you don't find on Google. The kind who didn't flinch when I said, I don't want a settlement. I want a scorched earth. He specialized in high net worth dissolutions and asset shielding, hedge fund wives, tech widows, women who'd smiled through years of betrayal, then taken the house, the cars, and the blood from their husbands' veins. He walked me through the steps. I listened like I was studying for the bar. Step 1, freeze the accounts. Not drain, not transfer. Freeze. It was cleaner that way, slower. Meaner. Legally I could. I had joint ownership on all of them. Our checking, savings, 3 brokerage accounts, the Cayman-held family trust. He thought putting my name on everything meant we were partners. What it really meant, I could stop his life with a single click. While he was in Tahoe with our daughter and that parasite, I logged in and froze access to everything except Ava's education trust. Step 2, sell the lake house. He always called it his escape. We bought it during the marriage, which made it ours. But he'd been using it like a cheap motel. Hosting her, I found receipts. Champagne, scented candles, a massage therapist who made house calls. Nicolette's name was even listed as the emergency contact for the security system. So I called in a discreet agent who dealt in whispers, not listings. She had a list of pre-vetted, cash-ready clients. We closed in 48 hours. Step 3, custody. Ava was already 16, and I knew she would choose me, especially after what she was about to witness. But I wasn't done. Oh no, I needed one final act. I needed them to see it happen. Scene 4, here's where the bastard miscalculated. He thought I was home waiting, clueless, while he was in Tahoe playing family with a woman he met at some fintech conference. But Ava knew. I told her everything, not to hurt her, but because she deserved the truth. I showed her the messages. I told her where he was taking her and why. And she agreed to go, calmly, silently, like her mother. What Grant didn't know was that my daughter was no fool, and she was never going to be his pawn. She flew with him, dressed up for the dinner, played along. She even smiled when he got down on one knee, pulled out the ring, and asked Nicolette to marry him. The moment was perfect. Until I looked up at him and said, "Did Mom know you were taking me to your proposal?" He blinked. "Of course not," he said. Ava smiled. She did. "She told me to congratulate you both." Grant froze. Nicolette laughed until Ava pulled out her phone, tapped the screen, and showed them both the open voice recorder. When Mom's lawyer said it would help in court, that's when the plane landed. He came home to an empty house. His key cards didn't work. I changed the locks and had his things boxed and left at a storage unit downtown, a location he could only access once he met with my lawyer. The look on his face when he pulled into the driveway, saw the lock blinking red, and got the email notification from the bank that his accounts had been restricted. Delicious. But it got better. I met him on neutral ground, the lawyer's office. His fiancée was there, wearing her new ring, clearly expecting some dramatic confrontation. She didn't get one. I was polite and controlled. I slid the stack of documents across the table. "Here's the agreement. You get nothing from the lake house sale. I've already moved Ava's trust. And your access to all accounts is suspended." He scoffed. "You can't do that." The lawyer calmly listed all the ways I had, and how every move was legally airtight. Nicolette shifted in her seat. "So, he doesn't have access to any liquid funds?" My lawyer smiled. Correct." I watched her smile fade. Then I slid the custody request forward. "Oh, and Ava will be living with me full-time. She made that decision herself. You manipulated her," Grant snarled. I met his eyes, and no. "You did, when you turned her into your prop." The aftermath was swift. Grant had to move into a mid-range rental apartment in a suburb an hour away. Nicolette dumped him within a month. Turns out she wasn't interested in a middle-aged man without a beach house or brokerage account. Ava blocked his number. She didn't want to be used again, but I wasn't cruel. I didn't take everything. I left him with his car and just enough money to reflect on what he'd done. One day he emailed me. Said he wanted to talk about reconciliation, maybe start over for Alva's sake. I forwarded it to my lawyer without replying, because some betrayals deserve silence, others deserve strategy. So here's what I've learned. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when they betray you in the most cowardly, selfish way possible, don't just survive, thrive. Take back your power, your dignity, your peace. And if they think they've already won, that you're too broken, too shocked, too slow to fight back, no, because that's when you've got them exactly where you want them.